subconscious. Hello there and welcome to Hypersleep Voyager. Beneath the restless surface of your waking thoughts lies a vast, bioluminescent ocean, suspended in eternal twilight. It is an ancient architecture of memory and feeling, a silent, submerged cathedral where the logic of the day dissolves into a cool, velvet mist. Here, everything is weightless, drifting in a space that is both infinite and intimately safe, stretching out far beyond the horizon of the known. Tonight, we do not seek to analyze this depth, but simply to drift alongside its slow, rhythmic currents. There is no destination to reach, no puzzle to solve, only the gentle invitation to dissolve into the quiet. And just as that deep inner world settles into absolute stillness, you might invite your own physical form to mirror that vast, heavy calm. Allow the weight of your head to sink deeper into the pillow, as if gravity is gently cradling you. Let your jaw soften, unhinging slightly as all tension melts away into the mattress. Your eyelids are becoming heavy velvet curtains, drawn shut against the world, leaving you as still and deep as the waters below. Let us begin. Beneath the waking mind lies a silent ocean of vast and ancient currents. You are slowly being lowered into this velvet depth, where the noise of the day is dissolved by the pressure of the quiet. Here, gravity softens, and the body is embraced by a heavy, comforting darkness that feels like a thick, protective blanket. The movements here are slow, almost imperceptible, like the shifting of tectonic plates deep underground. The water is neither cold nor hot. It is perfectly tempered to match the skin, removing the boundary between the self and the surroundings. Imagine yourself drifting downwards through layers of cool, indigo water, weightless and free from all effort. Faint, bioluminescent sparks drift past your vision like distant stars trapped in amber, guiding you deeper into the subterranean calm. The rhythm of your breathing aligns with the slow pulse of this invisible tide, and you are carried gently by forces far older than memory. It is a reminder that deep within this silent expanse, there is a perfect and eternal stillness waiting to hold you. A quiet library of soft light exists where every moment is safely kept. The air here is cool and still, filled with the scent of old paper and the quiet hum of eternity. You are guided through these endless towering corridors not to read or to sort, but simply to witness the peaceful order of things. Thoughts are not frantic here. They are preserved in amber, resting in a long, patient slumber. Nothing is lost, and nothing is demanding your attention. It is simply stored away in the vast archives of the deep. Picture a vast, subterranean hall where the walls are lined with millions of soft, glowing orbs, casting a gentle, bioluminescent blue hue across the floor. You are floating past them, observing their quiet glow without needing to touch or understand them. The silence is thick and heavy, wrapping around you like a soft wool coat, muffling every sound until only the rhythm of peace remains. It is a gentle reminder that everything is already in its place, allowing you to release the need to control and simply rest. In the deepest soil of the mind, invisible roots weave a patient and sturdy web. You are resting within the subterranean garden, where the earth is cool and damp against the skin, grounding you in a heavy, ancient embrace. There is no end here, only the slow, rhythmic pulse of growth that happens over centuries. The darkness is not empty, it is solid and supporting, holding you up with an effortless strength. You are being planted in a place of restoration covered by the weight of silence. Imagine you are lying on a bed of soft moss in a cavern lit only by the faint, bioluminescent glow of the roots themselves. They stretch out like veins of silver light, pulsing slowly with a life that requires no attention to sustain itself. You are dissolved into this network, held securely by the ground beneath you, feeling the heavy comfort of total stability. It is a reminder that you are supported by an unseen strength, so you may close your eyes and let go completely. A vast hollow cavern opens up, carved by the patient drip of ancient water. The air inside is crisp and cool, motionless and undisturbed for 1,000 years. You are suspended in the center of this geode, surrounded by walls of dark, shimmering crystal that absorb all noise. The atmosphere is heavy with the scent of stone and deep earth, a sensation that presses gently against the chest, slowing the heart. Time does not pass here, it accumulates in layers of quiet sediment. Picture the faint, rhythmic dripping of water into a still, black pool far below, creating ripples that move in slow motion across the surface. The ripples glow with a pale, bioluminescent light, expanding outward until they touch the edges of the dark. You are watching this slow expansion, mesmerized by the quiet repetition, feeling the weight of the outside world being left far above. It is a reminder that in this vast and empty space, there is nothing but the peaceful echo of your own relaxation. Heavy mist rolled gently over the landscape, blurring the sharp edges of reality into softness. The ground is lost beneath a carpet of thick, white fog that feels cool and damp to the touch. You are being enveloped by this cloud, which acts as a barrier against the waking world, dampening sound and softening light. There is no direction here, only the sensation of being suspended in a white, cotton-like void. The mind is emptied of its clutter, replaced by the cool vapor of the subconscious. Imagine it, twilight sky above, painted in deep shades of indigo and violet, while below, the bioluminescent mist swirls around your ankles in slow, hypnotic circles. The boundaries of your body seem to fade, dissolved into the moisture of the air, leaving you weightless and drifting without destination. The rhythm of the fog is the rhythm of sleep, slow and inevitable. It is a gentle reminder that to disappear into the mist is to find the deepest and most restorative safety. The mind is a vast ocean where thoughts drift like silent currents deep below the surface. Here, the noise of the waking world is left far behind, slowly dissolved into the heavy, comforting weight of the deep. There is no need to swim or struggle against the tide. Instead, you are gently carried by an invisible, slow-moving stream that flows endlessly toward the center of rest. The water is cool and still, wrapping around every contour like a heavy blanket of velvet darkness. Imagine drifting downward into a cavern of bioluminescent blue where the walls breathe with a soft, rhythmic pulse of light. The silence here is physical, a soft pressure against your skin that smooths away tension, leaving you weightless and suspended in the eternal quiet. The glowing lights are like ancient stars, guiding you deeper into the safe embrace of the subterranean void. It is a gentle reminder that beneath the waves of the day there is always a calm, silent place waiting to hold you in perfect stillness. Deep within the quiet, memories are stored like ancient stones resting on a riverbed. These stones are smooth and cool to the touch, polished by the gentle, ceaseless flow of time. In this space, nothing is urgent. Everything has settled into its rightful place, heavy and permanent. The atmosphere is thick with a calming drowsiness, the fog that rolls in slow motion across the landscape of the mind. You are not an observer here, but a part of the stillness, merging with the shadows that stretch long and soft across the floor. Picture a vast underground chamber where towering pillars of obsidian rise into the darkness, touched only by faint, drifting specks of silver light. The air is cool and smells of rain and stone, a scent that signals deep safety. You can feel the vibration of the earth's rhythm, a low, resonant hum that travels through the floor and into your bones. It is a reminder that you are grounded and supported by a foundation that is solid, timeless, and capable of bearing any weight while you rest. A network of soft light weaves through the darkness, connecting silence to silence. This web is intricate and delicate, glowing with a faint, pulsing energy that requires no effort to maintain. It is a system of pure instinct, operating in the background while the conscious mind drifts away into slumber. The sensation is one of being cradled by thousands of invisible threads, each one strong and yielding, creating a hammock of light in the void. Time slows down here, stretching out until minutes feel like hours, and hours feel like a single, peaceful breath. Imagine floating through a forest of neural vines where leaves of neon violet and deep indigo sway without wind. The temperature is perfectly neutral, neither hot nor cold, just a gentle presence against the skin. As you pass through the vines, they brush against you with the softness of silk, leaving a trail of calming warmth that seeps deep into the muscles. This reminds us that there is an intelligent, gentle rhythm working within you, allowing you to let go of control and simply drift into the dark. The subconscious is a boundless cavern where echoes fade into a comfortable, heavy silence. The walls of this space are distant and unseen, creating a sense of infinite room to breathe and expand. Here, the weight of the body is forgotten, replaced by a feeling of lightness that lifts the spirit gently upward. There is a sense of ancient protection in this darkness, as if the shadows themselves are guarding the entrance to sleep. The rhythm of the space is slow and deliberate, like the turning of a massive, silent well deep underground. Picture a dark lake with a surface as smooth as glass, reflecting the faint glow of bioluminescent moss on the ceiling far above. The water is warm and inviting, waiting to receive you. As you sink slowly beneath the surface, the sound of the world is muffled completely, replaced by the soothing sound of your own slow heartbeat. The liquid feels like liquid starlight, heavy and viscous. It is a gentle reminder that you can sink deeply into this softness, safe in the knowledge that you are hidden away from the world and its demands. Gravity shifts gently here, pulling everything toward a center of absolute and final calm. This pull is not forceful but magnetic and soft, a constant invitation to lie down and surrender to the pull of the earth. Every muscle is unraveled by this force, loosened from the bone, until the body feels like it is melting into the mattress. The air is heavy with sleep, a thick, sweet ether that fills the lungs with tranquility. There is no resistance, only the slow, downward drift into the deepest layers of the mind. Imagine a spiral staircase made of dark, cool stone, winding endlessly downward into a pool of soft amber light. With each step taken, the body becomes heavier, more relaxed, and more detached from the waking world. The light below is warm and glowing, radiating a heat that relaxes the core. You are descending into the very heart of peace, where the air is still and the silence is absolute. It is a reminder that the deeper you go, the safer you become, resting securely in the quiet foundation of your own being. Layers of thought peel away gently like old paper in the wind. The complexity of the waking hours is discarded here, drifting off into the void like dust motes caught in a beam of light. You are left floating in a vacuum of comfort, stripped of all need to plan or analyze. The mind becomes a blank canvas washed clean by the slow, rhythmic tides of the subconscious. There is a profound sense of relief as the heavy armor of identity is unbuckled and set aside, leaving only the pure, weightless sensation of existence. Imagine resting on a raft made of woven moss, floating down a subterranean river where the ceiling is studded with thousands of glowing turquoise crystals. The water is perfectly still, moving only with a deep geological slowness. You can feel the cool, damp air settling on your face, heavy with the scent of ancient earthen mineral water. The glow from the crystals reflects on the black water, creating a tunnel of shimmering, soft light. It is a gentle reminder that you are allowed to simply exist here, suspended in a state of perfect and uncomplicated rest. A heavy door swings open slowly to reveal a sanctuary of quiet. This is a threshold crossed without effort, a transition from the noise of the surface to the muted hush of the deep. The air inside is different here. It is thicker and warmer, and moves with a languid viscosity that slows every movement down to a crawl. You are welcomed into this space by the comforting embrace of shadows that seem to wrap around the body like soft, dark fabric. The atmosphere is charged with a static of peace, a low-level vibration that nullifies all tension. Picture a vast, spherical chamber lined with soft, dark purple velvet that absorbs all sound. In the center, a single orb of bioluminescent amber light floats, pulsing slowly like a sleeping heart. The light casts long, gentle shadows that rotate imperceptibly on the walls. You can feel the softness of the floor beneath you, yielding and supportive like a cloud made of solid foam. It is a reminder that there is a private, enclosed space within you where the world cannot enter and you are completely safe. The stream of consciousness widens into a vast and motionless lake. The current that once pushed you forward has ceased, replaced by a stillness so profound it feels like a physical object. Here, thoughts do not race, they sink, settling into the soft silt of the bottom, undisturbed and silent. The surface of this lake is a mirror of obsidian, reflecting nothing but the infinite depth of the inner void. You are submerged in this tranquility, held in suspension by water that is as dense and supportive as mercury. Imagine diving slowly into a deep, indigo pool where the water glows with a faint, internal phosphorescence. As you descend, the pressure is not crushing but hugging, a firm, consistent squeeze that pushes the relaxation deep into the muscles. Tiny particles of light drift past your vision like underwater snow, moving in slow, hypnotic spirals. The silence is absolute, save for the rhythmic rushing of your own blood, sounding like the ocean in a shell. This reminds us that when all movement stops, a deep and restorative peace naturally fills the space that remains. High, comfortable heaviness settles into the marrow of every tired bone. It is a sensation of geological weight, as if the body is turning into stone, grounded and immovable. This heaviness is not a burden but a gift, anchoring you to the bed and preventing you from floating away into the chaos of the day. The pull of gravity seems to double, gently pinning the shoulders, the hips, and the legs to the surface beneath. You are becoming part of the landscape, a permanent fixture in this world of quiet. Picture a forest of giant mushrooms with caps the size of umbrellas, glowing in shades of neon green and electric blue. You are lying on a bed of soft, damp ferns at the base of these giants. Spores drift down from the gills above, glowing like fairy dust, coating everything in a layer of soft, luminescent light. The air is cool and humid, filling your lungs with the fresh, clean taste of the underground. It is a gentle reminder that the earth is always there to hold you, allowing you to release every ounce of effort you have been carrying. Shadows lengthen and merge until they form a blanket of pure night. The distinct shapes of the world soften and blur, losing their edges until everything is smooth and uniform. Darkness here is not an absence of light, but a physical substance, a rich, dark fluid that fills the room and coats the skin. It is warm and protective, hiding you from the demands of vision and focus. You are enveloped in a cocoon of safety, where nothing can be seen and therefore nothing needs to be done. Imagine drifting in the center of a nebula, surrounded by clouds of deep violet and black gas. Distant stars flicker with a weak, tired light too far away to illuminate the darkness. You are awake thus tumbling in slow motion through the void with no up or down. The silence of space is vast and enveloping, pressing against your ears like a soft pillow. The temperature is perfectly regulated, matching the warmth of your own skin. It is a reminder that in the dark, you are free from all expectations, invisible and at peace in the infinite quiet. The frequency of the mind drops to a low and steady hum. High-pitched worries and sharp thoughts are filtered out, leaving only the bass notes of existence. This vibration is felt rather than heard, a resonance that travels through the floor and hums in the chest. It is the sound of the engine of the body slowing down, cooling off, and entering standby. The rhythm is hypnotic, a consistent, repetitive loop that lulls the consciousness into a trance. Picture a massive, ancient machine made of dark iron, its gears turning with agonizing slowness deep underground. The gears are lubricated with oil that glows with a faint red heat. Steam rises slowly from the machinery, curling into the air in lazy, gray shapes. You are watching the wheel turn, mesmerized by its steady, unstoppable rotation. The heat radiating from the machine is comforting, a dry warmth that penetrates the coldness of the day. It is a reminder that your internal systems know exactly how to regulate themselves, allowing you to step back and let the body take over. Time dissolves you into a pool of slow and golden light. The ticking of the clock becomes irrelevant, swallowed by the thick, viscous nature of the moment. Seconds stretch into minutes, and minutes elongate into hours, creating an illusion of eternity. There is no future to rush toward and no past to regret. There is only the thick, sweet now. You are preserved in this ever moment, safe from the erosion of change. The pace of existence slows until it matches the growth of a stalactite, measured in drops and centuries. Imagine a cave where the walls are made of translucent golden amber. Inside the amber, ancient leaves and bubbles of air are trapped, suspended forever in perfect stillness. The light in the cave is warm and diffuse, filtering through the stone walls like sunlight through closed eyelids. The air smells sweet and resinous. You are floating in a pool of this warm, golden liquid, moving with the sluggish ease of a drift moth. It is a gentle reminder that you have all the time in the world to rest, and that for now, nothing else exists but this slow golden peace. A soft barrier gently separates the noise of the day from the deep. This boundary is not a wall, but a fluid interface where the friction of the waking world is smoothed away into nothingness. The transition is seamless, a gradual sinking through a layer of cool, protective density that filters out all urgency. Here, the chaotic vibrations of the surface are absorbed, leaving only a muffled, comforting silence that wraps around the mind like a thick, heavy quilt. You are passing through the membrane of sleep, moving from the sharp, bright air into a medium that is slower and more substantial. Imagine a ceiling made of liquid mercury, heavy and dripping, floating just above you. It reflects the deep, indigo darkness of the space below, creating a mirror of absolute calm. As you float beneath it, you can see the ripples moving in slow motion, mesmerizing in silver. The liquid barrier blocks out all light from above, creating a perfect shadow for rest. It is a gentle reminder that you have crossed into a protected territory where the outside world can no longer reach you. Ancient roots grow deep into the quiet soil of the sleeping mind. These roots are massive and stable, anchoring the spiritual foundation that has existed for eons. In this space, there is no swaying or trembling. Everything is held firm by the weight of the earth itself. The sensation is one of being grounded, of being connected to a source of strength that requires no effort to maintain. The soil here is rich and dark, smelling of radiant, deep, subterranean stone. You are nestled among these giant roots, feeling their rough, comforting texture against your back. Picture a vast underground garden where the roots of a world tree descend from the darkness above. They glow with a faint, amber sap that pulses slowly within the wood. The light from the sap is warm and golden, illuminating the surrounding earth with a soft, hazy glow. The air is still and humid, filled with the scent of pine and moss. It is a reminder that you are supported by a structure that is timeless and unbreakable, allowing you to rest your full weight without fear. The air becomes still and heavy with the glittering dust of dreams. Suspended in the atmosphere, these tiny particles catch the faint light, turning the void into a galaxy of microscopic stars. There is no wind here to disturb the arrangement. Every speck of dust hangs perfectly motionless in the quiet air. The atmosphere feels thick and pressurized, like the air deep inside an ancient library, protecting the stillness from intrusion. Breathing becomes slower, inhaling the tranquility that saturates the space. You are floating in a vacuum of peace, watching the silent dance of the light. Imagine a beam of bioluminescent blue light cutting through the darkness, illuminating millions of tiny, floating crystals. They drift aimlessly, sparkling as they catch the light, creating a hypnotic, shimmering curtain. The temperature is cool and crisp, like the air on a mountain peak at night. The silence is so deep it feels like a soft pressure in the ears. This reminds us that in the absence of movement, there is a beautiful and intricate stillness that allows the mind to recharge. A gentle current carries the weight of the body effortlessly downstream. His flow is steady and predictable, a force of nature that moves with a slow, hydraulic power. Resistance is unnecessary here. The water is stronger than any tension, unraveling knots in the muscles and smoothing out the furrowed brow. The body becomes a piece of driftwood, surrendered completely to the direction of the stream. The sensation of forward motion is lulling, a rhythmic rocking that mimics the motion of a cradle. Picture a subterranean river winding through a cavern of smooth, black basalt. The water is dark and glassy, reflecting the stalactites that hang like stone icicles from the ceiling. Patches of glowing green moss cling to the rock, casting a serene light on the water. You are floating on your back, looking up at the passing rock formations, feeling the cool water support your neck and spine. The sound of the water is a low, continuous hush. It is a gentle reminder that you do not need to steer or navigate, but simply trust the flow to carry you toward rest. Soft echoes bounce rhythmically against the walls of the inner chamber. These sounds are not sharp or distinct, but blurred and rounded by the distance they have traveled. The acoustic environment transforms every noise into a lullaby, stripping away the jagged edges of sound until only a soothing vibration remains. The space feels cavernous and empty, a vast hall where the mind can expand without hitting any boundaries. The reverberation creates a sense of immense scale, making the problems of the day feel microscopic and distant. Imagine standing in the center of a colossal stone cathedral carved directly into a mountain. The ceiling is lost in the shadows miles above. A single, deep note chimes from an unseen source, rolling across the floor like a wave of physical sound. The vibration passes through your body, relaxing the chest and stomach. The walls glow faintly with veins of silver ore, providing a dim, starlight illumination. It is a reminder that there is a vast and empty space within you, capable of absorbing all noise and returning only silence. The horizon fades into a seamless blend of velvet and shadow. Perspective is lost in this darkness, dissolving the concepts of near and far into a single, comfortable presence. The visual field is wiped clean, removing the clutter of objects in the strain of focusing. The darkness is not empty, it is full and heavy, a substance that wraps around the eyes like a soft blindfold. It is a relief to stop looking, to let the eyes rest in their sockets, seeing only the soothing expanse of the void. Picture a desert at night where the sand is made of fine, black crushed obsidian. The dunes roll gently like frozen waves under a sky that is a deep, starless purple. The sand retains the heat of the day, radiating a gentle warmth upward into your body as you lie upon it. The air is dry and perfectly still. There is nothing to see in any direction, only the comforting embrace of the endless night. It is a gentle reminder that you are free from the need to observe or witness, allowed to simply sink into the darkness. A rhythmic pulse beats slowly at the center of the void. This heartbeat is the metronome of the subconscious, a steady, ancient drumming that regulates the passage of time. It is a sound that is felt more than heard, a deep percussion that resonates in the rhythmic and aligns with your own slowing heart. The rhythm is patient and eternal, never rushing, never faltering, providing a constant signal of life and safety. The entire environment seems to breathe in sync with this pulse, expanding and contracting in a slow, hypnotic cycle. Imagine a massive, spherical core suspended in the center of a dark cavern, glowing with a deep, volcanic red light. With every beat, the light intensifies and then dims, casting long, shifting shadows on the walls. You are watching this core from a distance, feeling its warmth wash over you in waves. The vibration travels through the floor, lulling you into a trance. This reminds us that there is a powerful and enduring force of life within you, working tirelessly to keep you safe while you sleep. The archives of the mind stretch endlessly into the quiet dark. You are guided down long, silent corridors where the accumulated memories of a lifetime are stored in safety. There is no need to open them. Their presence alone provides a sense of fullness and completion. The air here is still and smells faintly of old paper and dry leather, a scent that signals preservation. Dust motes dance in the stillness, undisturbed by any wind, hanging in the air like tiny, suspended planets. The atmosphere is thick with a calming drowsiness, urging you to leave the books on the shelves and simply walk. Imagine walking through a hall of infinite height, where rows of books stretch upward into shadows. Soft, golden lanterns hang from the ceiling, casting a warm, circular glow on the floor. You can feel the hush of the room pressing against your skin, a blanket of studious silence. It is a reminder that everything you are is safely recorded and stored, allowing you to rest without fear of losing yourself. A heavy mist descends to soften the edges of the visible world. The sharpness of reality is blurred by this rolling cloud, turning distinct shapes into gentle, gray suggestions. The moisture in the air is cool and refreshing, settling on the skin like a microscopic dew that hydrates the spirit. Sounds are dampened instantly, absorbed by the density of the fog until the world falls into a muted hush. You are enveloped in a whiteout of peace, where navigation is impossible and therefore unnecessary. Resistance fades as the visual field becomes a blank slate of comfort. Picture a valley at twilight, filled to the brim with a thick, swirling fog that glows with a faint, pearlescent light. The ground beneath is soft dead moss, yielding under your weight. As you breathe, you inhale the cloud itself, feeling the cool vapor fill your chest with a cleansing lightness. It is a gentle reminder that you can disappear into this soft obscurity, hidden away from the need to be seen or understood. Invisible threads are woven together to form a hammock of pure light. The complexity of the mind is entangled here, ray-woven into a simple, supportive structure that cradles the body. There is a sense of being held by 1,000 tiny points of contact, distributing the weight so evenly that gravity seems to disappear. The tension of the muscles melts away, replaced by the feeling of floating in a web of safety. The structure is resilient and flexible, swaying gently with the rhythm of your breath. Imagine a vast, dark space where a net of glowing, neon blue silk stretches across the void. The threads pulse slowly, transmitting a wave of relaxation from one knot to the next. You are lying in the center of this web, looking down into the infinite deep, feeling perfectly secure. The air around you is warm and still. This reminds us that there is a delicate but unbreakable strength holding you up, preventing you from falling into the dark alone. The massive glacier of thought moves with imperceptible slowness through the deep. The pace of the subconscious is geological, measured not in seconds but in the slow, grinding movement of ice. This mass is heavy and solid, a frozen river that preserves everything within it in a state of perfect suspension. The cold you is not biting but preserving, a crisp stillness that halts the decay of time. You are part of this slow progression, moving without effort toward a distant, silent ocean. Picture a wall of sheer, deep blue ice rising from a dark sea, glowing with an internal sapphire light. Inside the ice, bubbles of ancient air are trapped, suspended motionless for eternity. The air is sharp and clean, smelling of snow and high altitude. You can hear the distant, deep groan of the ice shifting, a sound of immense power at rest. It is a reminder that you can freeze this moment in time, resting in the cool, blue stillness of the eternal now. Warmth bubbles out from the core to comfort the sleeping spirit. Deep beneath the cold layers of the surface, there is a source of heat that never extinguishes. This warmth rises in slow, thermal cones, heating the surrounding waters and wrapping the body in a liquid embrace. The contrast between the cold arc and the rising heat creates a sensation of perfect balance, regulating the internal temperature of the mind. You are bathed in this rising energy, feeling it seep into the pores and loosen the tightest knots. Imagine a deep-sea vent on the ocean floor, releasing clouds of mineral-rich water that glow like liquid gold. The particles swirl around you like underwater dust storms, glittering in the darkness. The pressure of the deep ocean hugs you from all sides, a heavy, comforting squeeze. Silence is profound, muffled by miles of water above. It is a gentle reminder that even in the deepest dark, there is a source of warmth generated from within to keep you safe. A single drop of water falls into the center of the silent lake. The impact creates a perfect circle that expands outward, carrying the signal of peace to the furthest edges of the mind. This ripple is the only movement in a world of glass, a gentle disturbance that smooths out as it travels. The surface of the water returns to absolute stillness, waiting patiently for the next cycle. The rhythm is slow and sporadic, mesmerizing in its unpredictability and grace. You are floating on the surface, rising and falling imperceptibly with the passage of the wave. Picture a vast, subterranean cistern with calm, black water that reflects the stalactites above. A single drop falls from the stone ceiling, hitting the water with a resonant melodic tone. The sound echoes softly against the white walls, fading into the distance. The ripples glow with a faint silver phosphorescence as they move. It is a reminder that your thoughts can ripple away and fade, leaving behind a surface that is smooth, dark, and perfectly reflective. The orbit of the mind slows until it locks into a silent drift. The gravitational pull of the waking world loosens its grip, allowing the consciousness to float freely into the shadow. There is no friction in this vacuum, only the smooth, silent gliding through a space without atmosphere. The heavy rotation of the day ceases, replaced by a linear drift into the unknown. You are a satellite that has powered down, conserving energy as it passes behind the planet, entering the eclipse. Imagine floating in the shadow of a massive, purple planet, shielded from the blinding light of the sun. The darkness here is absolute, save for the rim of light glowing on the planet Earth's edge. You are weightless, tumbling in slow motion, surrounded by the quiet vastness of the universe. The silence is thick and insulating. It is a gentle reminder that you are a small part of a vast, moving system, and you are allowed to rest while the universe turns around you. The mind is a deep vessel where heavy thoughts slowly settle to the bottom. Like fine silk drifting down through a column of water, the debris of the day loses its momentum and sinks into the soft, quiet floor. There is no current here to start up again. Everything eventually finds a resting place in the dark. You are observing this slow accumulation from a distance, feeling the clarity of the water above as the sediment clears. The pressure of the deep holds everything down, keeping the water still and transparent. Imagine a deep, underwater canyon where the walls are lined with glowing blue coral. The water is crystal clear and thick, suspending millions of tiny, glittering particles that drift downward in unison. You are floating near the bottom, watching the snow of the ocean fall silently around you. The light from the coral catches each flake, turning the dark water into a galaxy of slow motion. It is a gentle reminder that when you stop moving, the mind naturally clears itself, leaving only a quiet, open space for rest. Silence hardens you into a protective shell that guards the sleeping spirit. This is not a fragile silence, but one that has crystallized over eons into a substance harder than diamond. The noise of the outside world breaks against this barrier, leaving the interior untouched and perfectly preserved. You are encased in this geotic peace, safely tucked away in the center where the air is still and pure. The structure grows slowly around you, adding layer upon layer of quiet protection. Picture the inside of a massive geode the size of a cathedral, lined with giant, violet amethyst crystals. The crystals glow with a faint, internal light, casting beautiful shadows on the floor. You are resting on a smooth surface in the center, breathing in the cool, mineral-scented air. The light refracts through the crystals, creating a kaleidoscope of soothing purple and deep indigo. It is a gentle reminder that you have built a sanctuary within yourself that is impenetrable, a place where you can rest in absolute security. A gentle magnetism pulls the body into a state of perfect alignment. The chaotic energies of the day are organized by this invisible field, smoothing out the scattered static of the mind. You are suspended in this field, held in place by forces that require no physical contact. The sensation is one of being reassembled, of every cell turning to face the true north of rest. It is a passive correction, a slow drifting into the right place without any effort from you. Imagine a cavern where massive stones float in mid-air, defying gravity. They hover silently, rotating with agonizing slowness. Faint lines of magnetic blue light connect the stones, creating a visible grid of energy in the darkness. You are floating among them, weightless and supported by the same silent tower. The air hums with a low, electrical resonance that vibrates in the chest. It is a reminder that invisible forces are always at work to hold you together and keep you in balance while you sleep. The network of the mind connects deeply beneath the quiet forest floor. Signals travel slowly through this organic web, carrying messages of safety and shutdown to every corner of the body. You are plugged into this ancient system, feeling the pulse of the earth beating beneath you. It is a silent communication, a transfer of energy that happens in the dark, replenishing the spirit. The conscious mind fades as the instinctual roots take over, drawing nourishment from the deep soil of sleep. Picture a cross-section of the earth where miles of white, glowing mycelium threads weave through the black soil. Tiny pulses of amber light travel along the threads like cars on a slow highway. You are resting within the soil, warm and embraced by the earth. Above you, giant ferns block out the sky, creating a ceiling of green shadow. The smell of damp earth is strong and grounding. It is a reminder that you are part of a larger, living system that sustains you effortlessly through the night. Time thickens you into a heavy, dark syrup that coats the mind. The rapid ticking of seconds is bogged down by this viscosity, stretching every moment into a long, luxurious pause. Movements become fluid and resistant, as if moving through deep water or heavy oil. This substance acts as a buffer, absorbing the intensity of sharp thoughts and smoothing them into round, harmless shapes. You are submerged in this thickness, feeling it press gently against your skin, sealing you in. Imagine a pool of dark, iridescent liquid that moves like molten lava but is cool to the touch. The surface swirls with colors of oil, deep purples, greens, and blacks. You are sinking slowly into it, feeling the liquid fill the space around you, supporting every limb. The sound of the world is muffled by the density of the fluid. It is a gentle reminder that you can slow your internal pace until it matches the slow, steady rhythm of the deep earth. The echo of a single breath travels for miles in the dark. This is a space of immense capacity, a hollow chamber within the south that has no walls and no ceiling. The sound of your breathing becomes the only rhythm in the universe, expanding outward until it fades into silence. There is no clutter here, only the luxury of emptiness and the freedom of the void. You are a small point of consciousness in a vast, benevolent nothingness. Picture a colossal underground dome so large that clouds from near the ceiling. The floor is smooth, black stone that stretches to the horizon. In the distance, giant stalagmites rise like silent skyscrapers, glowing with patches of bioluminescent moss. You are lying on the cool stone floor, looking up into the darkness. A gentle breeze moves through the space, carrying the scent of rain. It is a reminder that you have infinite room inside you to let go of everything you are carrying. A silent tide rises slowly to fill the empty spaces of the mind. This water enters without sound, creeping into the hollows and crevices where stress is hidden during the day. As the level rises, it lifts the heavy boats of worry off the sand and carries them away into the night. You are buoyant in this rising flood, lifted gently off the hard ground of reality. The water is cool and healing, washing away the dust of the waking hours. Imagine a sea cave at night where the tide is coming in. The water is black and glossy, reflecting the silver light of a full moon that hangs low in the sky entrance. You can hear the gentle lapping of the water against the rock walls. As the water rises, you float higher, closer to the moon. The air is salty and fresh. It is a gentle reminder that the natural cycles of rest will always return to wash over you and make you new again. The machinery of the waking mind slowly grinds to a halt. The gears that drove the day have lost their momentum, coming to rest in the quiet oil of the deep. There is no longer a need to produce or process. The factory is closed, and the lights are dimmed to a soft, standby glow. You are witnessing the shutdown from a place of deep comfort, feeling the vibrations of effort fade away until only a smooth, silent stillness remains. The intensity of activity dissipates, replaced by a cool, metallic calm that settles over the spirit like a protective casing. Imagine a vast control room deep underwater where rows of analog dials are slowly turning back to zero. The needles move with a heavy, fluid resistance, sinking into the resting position. The only light comes from the faint, green glow of the instrument panels, reflecting on the polished floor. You are sitting in the captain's chair, watching the systems go offline one by one. The silence is heavy and pressurized, insulating you from the ocean outside. It is a gentle reminder that you are the captain of this vessel, and you have authorized a period of total and complete shutdown. A pleasant heaviness pours into the limbs like warm liquid rain. This sensation travels slowly from the shoulders down to the fingertips, turning the muscles into heavy, relaxed stone. Resistance is impossible against this gravity. It is a gentle, crushing hug that presses you deeper into the mattress. The boundary between the body and the bed dissolves until it is impossible to tell where you end and the surface begins. You are merging with the foundation, becoming as still and solid as the earth beneath you. Picture a dune of soft, blue set in a cavern where the wind never blows. The grains are warm and fine, conforming perfectly to the shape of your body as you lie down. As you rest, you sink slowly into the dune, the sand rising up to cover you in a warm, heavy blanket. The air is still and silent, holding the heat of the sand. Above, the cavern ceiling sparkles with mica, looking like a distant night sky. It is a reminder that the earth is soft and yielding, ready to cradle your weight for as long as you need. The visual field narrows slowly until it becomes a single point of peace. The peripheral details of the world fade into a soft, dark blur, leaving only the center of the mind in focus. This narrowing is not a loss, but a focusing of rest, a shutting out of all that is unnecessary and bright. The eyes are heavy curtains that have fallen shut, blocking out the stage and the audience. Inside, the darkness is rich and textured, a velvet space where images float without meaning. Imagine a massive stone aperture in the roof of a cave, slowly sliding shut to block out the sun. The stone moves with a deep, grinding rumble that vibrates in the chest, sealing the chamber. As the gap closes, the beam of light becomes thinner and thinner, until finally it is snuffed out completely. You are left in a perfect, absolute darkness that feels cool and protective. The air is fresh and smells of wet stone. It is a gentle reminder that you are allowed to close the door on the world and rest in the privacy of the dark. The rigid structure of the ego dissolves into a warm, flowing stream. The definitions of who you are and what you must do are washed away, leaving only a pure, liquid state of being. There are no corners or sharp edges here, only the smooth, continuous flow of the subconscious. You are no longer solid. You are a current, a wave, a drift of mist moving through the dark. This transformation is a relief, a release from the effort of holding a shape. Picture a candle made of blue wax burning slowly in a silent room. As the flame burns, the wax melts and cools at the base, spreading out in a warm, soft puddle. You are the wax, softening and spreading, losing your form to the comfortable heat. The light of the flame is small and steady, casting a golden glow on the liquid pool. The room is quiet, filled with the scent of lavender and beeswax. It is a reminder that you can let go of all form and structure, melting into a state of pure, effortless relaxation. The noises of the world recede until they are nothing but faint vibrations. Distance expands rapidly between you and the source of all sound, creating a buffer of silence that is miles wide. The glamour of life is left on the shore as you drift out into the center of a soundless ocean. Here, the air is too thin to carry noise. It carries only the sensation of peace. You are insulated by the vastness, protected by the sheer scale of the quiet. Imagine standing in the center of a frozen lake that stretches to the horizon in all directions. The ice is thick and blue, glowing with the light of a massive full moon. Snow falls gently, absorbing every sound before it can be made. You are wrapped in a heavy fur cloak, feeling the warmth against your skin while the cold air kisses your face. The silence is crystalline and sharp. It is a gentle reminder that you have traveled far beyond the reach of noise, arriving at a place of perfect isolation. A deep and ancient hunger for rest is finally being fed. The mind draws nourishment from the darkness like a root drinking from a subterranean aquifer. This energy is cool, dark, and restorative, filling the empty spaces of the spirit with a fresh vitality. The process is slow and automatic, a biological necessity that happens without your command. You are simply the vessel being filled and repaired by the silent forces of the night. Picture a grove of transparent, glass-like trees growing in a dark cave. Inside the trunks, a glowing purple sap moves slowly upward, pulsing with light. You are resting at the base of one of these trees, watching the light travel through the branches above. The ground is covered in soft, damp moss that glows with the same faint light. The air is humid and rich with oxygen. It is a gentle reminder that the night provides everything you need to heal, delivering energy to you while you do absolutely nothing. The axis of the world tilts gently to pour you into sleep. This shift is smooth and controlled, a changing gravity that slides the consciousness off the shelf of the day and into the deep basket of the night. You are being tipped forward and settled into a new position where rest is the only possibility. The orientation of the mind changes, turning away from the light and facing the comfort of the shadow. Imagine a massive, ring-shaped space station rotating slowly in the void. You are inside the ring, lying on a soft observation deck, watching the stars streak by in slow motion. The centrifugal force creates a gentle, artificial gravity that holds you to the floor. The hum of the station is a low white noise that masks all other sounds. Outside, the universe is black and endless. It is a reminder that the universe is turning to accommodate your rest, creating a safe space for you to let go. A soft veil is drawn slowly across the window of the mind. The bright, sharp details of the exterior world are slowly obscured, filtered through a layer of protective gauze. There is no struggle to see through this covering. Instead, there is a willing surrender to the dimness. The light softens until it is no longer illumination but a gentle, ambient glow that requires no focus. You are enveloped in a space where vision is unnecessary and sensation is everything. The atmosphere is thick and hushed, muffling the vibrations of the day until they are flat and silent. Imagine a vast library of scrolls deep underground, where the air is filled with floating spores of gold dust. The shelves are carved from living rock, stretching up into shadows that had never seen the sun. You are walking slowly down the center aisle, feeling the cool stone beneath your feet. The spores drift around you, glowing faintly, lighting the path with a soft, candlelight flicker. It is a reminder that you can walk away from the need to know, finding peace in the soft, golden dimness of the deep. The anchor is dropped into the soft end of the deep. The vessel of the self stops its drifting, held firm by a weight that sinks deep into the ocean floor. Its shade is heavy and strong, connecting the floating mind to the stable earth below. Swaying ceases, replaced by a gentle, rhythmic bobbing that aligns with the pulse of the water. The currents here are slow and weak, unable to disturb the heavy peace that has settled over the hull. You are secured in a harbor of silence, protected from the open sea. Picture a massive, rusted iron chain descending endlessly into the black water. You are following a link down, watching it disappear into the gloom. Far below, the seafloor is illuminated by a forest of bioluminescent animals, glowing in pulses of neon pink and green. The water is cold and heavy, pressing against your skin like a weighted blanket. The silence is total. It is a gentle reminder that you are tethered to safety, held in place by a force that prevents you from drifting too far into the dark. A heavy curtain of velvet falls to separate day from night. The fabric of this barrier is thick and light-absorbing, muffling the bright noise of the world until it is completely gone. There is a sense of enclosure, of being wrapped in a material that is both soft and impenetrable. The air inside the curtain is still and untouched, preserved in a state of perfect calm. You are standing on the safe side of the divider, feeling the texture of the dark against your skin. The atmosphere is warm and intimate, a private space carved out of the void. Imagine a theater stage that has been abandoned for centuries, where the curtains are made of moss and shadow. The stage is lit by a single ghost light that burns with a cold blue flame. Dust motes dance in a cone of light, moving in slow, hypnotic circles. You are lying on the stage floor, looking up into the fly system where ropes and pulleys hang in silent suspension. It is a reminder that the show is over, and you are free to rest in the quiet wings of your own mind. The frequency of thoughts slows to match the rotation of stone. Fast-moving worries are decelerated by the density of the atmosphere, turning into slow, heavy shapes that sink. The mind adopts the temescal of a mountain where change happens over eons rather than seconds. There's a solidity here, a permanence that makes the frantic energy of the day feel insignificant. You are becoming dense and unmovable, grounded by a gravity that pulls directly to the core. The air is cool and still, trapped in pockets of silence that have not opened for 1,000 years. Picture a cavern filled with massive geodes, split open to reveal crystals the size of houses. The crystals are dark purple and smoky quartz, jagged and beautiful. A faint mist strolls along the floor, glowing with a bioluminescent silver light. You are resting inside one of the giant crystals, feeling the smooth, cold surface against your back. The vibration of the earth hums through the stone. It is a reminder that you possess an inner stability that is ancient and unshakable, a foundation upon which you can always rest. A gentle anesthetic of mist numbly coats the tired mind. Sensation is dulled by this cooling vapor, stripping away the sharpness of touch and sound. The edges of the body seem to blur and dissolve into the surrounding air, removing the boundaries of the self. There is no pain or tension here, only a floating neutrality that is deeply restful. The mist is thick and white, obscuring vision and forcing the eyes to close. You are suspended in a cloud of comfort, insulated from the friction of existence. Imagine drifting in a boat on a lake of liquid nitrogen, where the fog is so thick you cannot see the water. The boat is made of dark, carved wooden moves without oars. The mist swirls around you in slow, lazy spirals, cool against your face. Below the surface, faint shapes of glowing blue fish move sluggishly in the cold deep. The silence is amplified by the fog. It is a gentle reminder that you can dissolve into the softness, letting the cool mist numb away the efforts of the day. The spiral descends endlessly into a well of pure comfort. You are moving downward on a path that circles the center of peace, getting closer with every revolution. The descent is effortless, aided by a gravity that wants you to fall deeper. With each turn of the spiral, a layer of stress is peeled away and left behind on the walls. The air gets warmer and heavier the deeper you go, compressing the relaxation into a dense physical force. You are being funneled into the very heart of sleep. Picture a cylindrical library that bores deep into the earth, with a spiral staircase winding down the center. The books are ancient and bound in dark leather, absorbing all sound. In the center of the shaft, a column of golden light rises from the bottom, illuminating the dust. You are floating down the center of the spiral, weightless, watching the shelves pass by in a blur of brown and gold. It is a reminder that there is no bottom to this relaxation, only a continuous, comforting fall into the depths of your own quiet. A soft seal is placed over the container of the mind. The contents are preserved and protected, locked away in a state of stasis for the night. Nothing can enter and nothing can leave. The system is closed and secure. The seal is airtight, keeping the atmosphere inside distinct from the chaos outside. Pressure equalizes, creating a vacuum of calm that holds everything perfectly still. You are inside this protected space, feeling the safety of containment. The silence is hermetic, deep, and unbroken. Imagine a biosphere bubble resting at the bottom of a dark ocean ridge. The glass is thick and reinforced against the crushing pressure of the deep. Inside the bubble, a chapel garden grows in perpetual twilight, lit by glowing fungi. You are lying on the grass inside, looking out at the black water pressing against the glass. Bioluminescent jellyfish float past, their tentacles trailing like ribbons of glowing blue light against the absolute black. It is a gentle reminder that you are safely enclosed in a vessel of peace, protected by walls that the weight of the world cannot break. A surface of perfect glass reflects the quiet void. The turbulence of the mind has settled completely, leaving behind a mirror of absolute clarity. There are no ripples here to distort the image, only a vast, flat stillness that extends to the horizon of the soul. You are suspended above this reflection, gazing down into the depth of your own peace without judgment or analysis. The air is cool and motionless, preserving the perfection of the surface like a held breath. Every thought that once disturbed the water has sunk to the bottom, leaving the interface smooth and unbroken. Imagine a subterranean cavern where the floor is made of polished black obsidian, stretching for miles in every direction. Above, the ceiling is a dome of dark stone, studded with crystals that glow like distant stars. You are gliding silently over the black stone, watching the reflection of the faint lights move beneath you. The silence is sharp and crystalline. It is a gentle reminder that beneath the noise of the day, there is a smooth, unbroken foundation of peace waiting to reflect your rest. The internal clock slows to a geological rhythm. The rapid ticking of seconds is replaced by the slow, heavy turning of an ancient wheel. Time is no longer a linear rush but a circular, comforting cycle that repeats without urgency. You are sensed to this slower pace, feeling the deceleration in your pulse and your breathing. The pressure to keep up fades away, leaving only the sensation of being carried by a force that takes its time. The gears of the mind are heavy and well-oiled, moving with a silent, powerful grace that requires no maintenance. Imagine a massive clockwork mechanism buried deep within a mountain, its gears carved from solid granite. The cogs are the size of cities, turning so slowly that the movement is invisible to the eye. Moss hangs from the stone teeth, glowing with a soft, green phosphorescence. You are resting on one of the great stone gears, feeling the deep, resonant vibration of its movement through your body. It is a reminder that you have all the time in the universe to rest, supported by a rhythm that never hurries. A blanket of soft fog muffles every sound. The sharp acoustics of the waking world are absorbed instantly by this dense, white silence. There is no echo here, only a soft, flat quiet that wraps around the ears like cotton. The visual world is erased gently, replaced by a uniform field of pale, comforting gray. You are insulated from the outside, tucked away in a pocket of air that feels thick and protected. The temperature is cool and consistent, a refreshing chill that settles the nerves. Imagine walking through a cloud forest where the trees are made of white coral and the leaves are soft, floating feathers. The ground is a thick carpet of white moss that sinks deep under your weight. The mist is pearlescent, glowing with a faint, internal light that casts no shadows. You breathe in the vapor, feeling it cool your lungs and slow your heart. It is a gentle reminder that you can disappear into this soft obscurity, hidden safely away from the demands of sight and sound. A gentle gravity pulls everything toward the center. This force is not crushing but grounding, a magnetic embrace that aligns the body with the earth. The desire to move or float away is nullified by this heavy, comforting pull. You are anchored to the bed, held in place by the mass of the planet beneath you. The sensation is one of profound stability, of being locked into a position of rest that cannot be disturbed. The muscles surrender to this weight, melting downward into the support. Imagine a vertical shaft dropping miles, into the crust of the earth, lined with smooth, dark iron. At the bottom, a core of molten amber liquid rotates slowly, generating a warm, magnetic field. You are descending slowly down the shaft, feet first, drawn by the warmth below. The walls hum with a low frequency that resonates in your bones. It is a reminder that you do not need to hold yourself up, for the earth is always there to catch you and hold you close. The heavy doors of the archive swing shut. The stories of the day are filed away in the deep shelves of the mind, left to gather dust in the quiet. There is a sense of finality and closure, a locking away of the narrative until tomorrow. The air in this space is still and dry, smelling of parchment and ancient binding glue. You are walking away from the shelves, leaving the words behind in the dark. The silence is respectful and heavy, a guardian of the memory stored within. Imagine a hallway of infinite length, lined with towering bookcases that reach up into a darkness you cannot see. Floating orbs of soft, yellow light drift lazily through the air, illuminating dust motes that hang suspended in time. You are walking on a runner of deep red velvet that absorbs the sound of your footsteps. It is a gentle reminder that your history is safe and recorded, allowing you to walk freely into the empty, silent space of sleep. Roots grow silently in the deep, dark soil. Beneath the surface of consciousness, a slow and steady expansion is taking place. This growth requires no light and no attention. It happens automatically in the rich, black earth of sleep. You are connected to this network, drawing energy from the ground up into your limbs. The soil is cool and damp, packing tightly around the spirit to provide a sense of containment. The darkness is fertile and alive, humming with a quiet biological energy. Imagine a subterranean cavern filled with giant, translucent mushrooms that glow in shades of neon violet and blue. Their roots are visible through the transparent floor, weaving a complex tapestry of light deep into the rock. Spores drift gently from the caps, covering you in a fine, glowing dust as you lie beneath them. It is a reminder that even in the deepest rest, you are growing unhealing, supported by the silent power of nature. The tide recedes to leave a vast, empty beach. The clutter of the shoreline is washed clean, leaving only a smooth, flat expanse of wet sand. The water pulls back into the deep, taking the noise and the motion with it. You are left on the edge of the world, looking out at a horizon where the sea meets the night sky in a seamless blend of black. The air is salty and cold, stinging the cheeks with a fresh, clean wake of snows that quickly turns to heavy sleep. The sound of the waves is distant and rhythmic, a slow, hypnotic crash that happens miles away. Imagine standing on a beach of black volcanics and that glitters like diamonds under the starlight. The ocean is a sheet of dark glass, moving with a slow, heavy swell. The moon is a thin silver crescent, hanging low over the water. It is a gentle reminder that the mind washes itself clean in cycles, leaving a perfect empty space for you to rest. The path winds deeper into a sanctuary of stone. The complexity of the surface world is left behind at the entrance, replaced by the singular winding route of the deep. There are no wrong turns here, only a continuous, gentle slope that leads inevitably toward the center of rest. The walls of this corridor are smooth and cool, guiding the way with a silent, heavy presence that feels protective. You are moving through the architecture of sleep, where every archway and corner is designed to shelter the spirit from the noise above. Imagine walking through a tunnel carved from solid obsidian, where the floor is polished smooth by centuries of silence. Faint veins of silver are run through the rock, glowing with a dim, starlight luminescence that guides your steps. The air is still and smells of crushed mineral and deep earth. You could run your hand along the wall, feeling the cool, glass-like texture of the stone against your palm. It is a gentle reminder that even in the most winding paths of the mind, you are always being led safely toward a place of quiet repose. Shape and form soften in the warmth of the deep. The rigid definition of the body begins to melt away, relaxing into a state of pliable comfort. Muscles that have held tension all day are unspooled, turning loose and heavy like wet clay returning to the earth. There is no need to hold a pose or maintain a structure. The environment adapts to hold you perfectly. You are sinking into a mold that was made specifically for your weight, supported on all sides by a firm, yielding softness. Imagine lying on a bank of warm red river clay deep inside a sun-warmed cave. The clay is smooth and thick, conforming instantly to the curve of your spine and the weight of your limbs. Steam rises gently from the mud, filling the air with a humid, grounding scent. The light is dim and amber, radiating from the heat of the earth itself. It is a reminder that you can let go of all physical effort, allowing the soft earth to support you completely and without condition. A cloud of silence expands to fill the void. The sharp edges of the galaxy are blurred by this cosmic fog, softening the universe into a haze of color and quiet. Gravity releases its hold completely, allowing the consciousness to drift apart like scattered atoms in a vacuum. There is no up or down, only a suspended state of being that requires no energy to maintain. You are floating through a medium that is thinner than air but thick with peace, insulated by the sheer vastness of the space around you. Imagine a nebula of soft, pastel pink and violet gas swirling in slow motion against the black backdrop of space. The gas is warm and tenuous, wrapping around you like a blanket made of light. Distant stars twinkle through the mist, their light faint and non-intrusive. You are tumbling slowly, feeling the freedom of zero gravity loosen every joint. It is a gentle reminder that in this infinite space, you are small, safe, and free from the heavy burdens of the ground. Layers of heavy fabric are draped over the mind. Each layer adds a comforting weight, pressing the restlessness out of the body and sealing it under a cover of peace. The noise of the world is muffled by the thickness of the cloth, reduced to a silence that feels padded and soft. You are hidden beneath this accumulation of quiet, tucked away in a dark, warm space where nothing can disturb you. The sensation is one of being swaddled, of being held tight by the material of the night itself. Imagine a massive tent made of dark blue velvet, pitched in the middle of a silent desert. The fabric is thick and heavy, blocking out the wind and the stars. Inside, the floor is covered in piles of soft cushions and furs. You are lying in the center, watching the heavy fabric of the roof sway gently in the breeze outside. The air inside is warm and still. It is a reminder that you are safely covered, protected by layers of softness that keep the cold world at bay. The rhythm of the night swings back and forth. It is a slow, wide arc that measures out the silence in perfect, heavy beats. The momentum of this swing is constant and irresistible, pulling the eyes closed with every pass. There's a hypnotic quality to the movement, a repetitive motion that lulls the brain into a trance and deep rest. You are caught in the gravity of the swing, rocking gently in time with the universe. Imagine a colossal brass pendulum suspended from the ceiling of a dark stone cathedral. The bob is the size of a house, swinging slowly from left to right through the shadows. It creates a low, swooshing sound as it cuts through the air, a deep whoosh that resonates in your chest. The metal glints faintly in the darkness with each pass. You are lying directly beneath it, feeling the wind of its passage cool your face. It is a gentle reminder that the rhythm of sleep is steady and eternal, rocking you gently into the dark. Soft moss covers the hard edges of thought. The sharp angles of worry are rounded off by this green, living velvet, softened until they are unrecognizable. Nature is reclaiming the landscape of the mind, covering the structures of the day with a layer of quiet growth. There is a damp, fresh scent in the air, the smell of a forest floor after rain. You are sinking into this cushion, feeling the tiny fibers of the moss support your weight with millions of gentle touches. Imagine an ancient stone ruin deep in a jungle where the walls have been completely overtaken by thick, emerald green moss. The sun filters through the canopy above in shafts of misty light. You are lying on a bed of this moss, feeling it yield softly beneath you like a memory foam made of life. The air is rich with oxygen and cool moisture. It is a gentle reminder that the natural state of the mind is soft and overgrown with peace, covering all hardness with rest. Gravity deepens into a singular point of rest. The pull towards sleep becomes stronger than the will to stay awake, dragging the consciousness down a gentle slope into the dark. This is a one-way journey into the deep, where the light of the surface can no longer be seen. You are crossing the horizon of wakefulness, slipping past the point of no return into a state of total suspension. The body feels incredibly heavy, as if it is being compressed into a diamond of pure relaxation. Imagine a silent, swirling vortex of dark water in the center of a calm ocean. The water moves in a slow, majestic spiral, leading down into an abyss that has no bottom. You are floating on the surface, circling slowly closer to the center, feeling the gentle tug of the current. The water is ink-black and smooth as glass. It is a gentle reminder that you can surrender to this pull, allowing gravity to do the work of taking you deep into the night. Fine particles of silence drift down through the air. These microscopic specks of quiet settle slowly on the landscape of the mind, covering the noise of the day in a soft, uniform layer of dust. The accumulation is gradual and gentle, a passive burial of all things that were once loud or urgent. There is a sense of ancient preservation here, as if the room has been sealed for centuries, undisturbed by the winds of the outside world. The air is still and thick, holding the dust in perfect suspension before letting it fall. Imagine a vast, subterranean library where the shelves are empty, and the air is filled with floating motes of gold light. Shafts of dim, amber illumination cut through the darkness, revealing the slow, dancing movement of the dust. You are lying on the floor, watching the particles drift above you like tiny stars in a dark sky. The smell is of old paper and dry stone. It is a gentle reminder that you can let the dust settle, allowing the stillness to cover everything in a layer of peace. A heavy fluid coats the surface of the mind. This substance is thicker than water and cooler than oil, spreading slowly to fill every crack and crevice of the consciousness. The chaotic ripples of thought are smoothed out by the weight of this liquid, pressed down into a flat, reflective mirror. Movements become sluggish and difficult, discouraged by the viscosity of the medium, until stillness is the only natural state. You are submerged in this heavy coating, feeling it seal you away from the friction of the air. Picture a pool of liquid mercury, silver and heavy, resting in a crater of dark rock. The surface creates a perfect, distorted reflection of the cavern roof above. You are sinking into the silver, feeling the cool, metallic weight press against your skin, holding you down. The liquid closes over you without a sound, muffling the world completely. It is a reminder that you are protected by a heavy, impenetrable shield that separates you from the noise of the surface. The architecture of the mind shifts into stone. The fragile structures of the day are replaced by massive, permanent pillars that can support the weight of the deepest sleep. There is a feeling of immense stability here, a grounding force that comes from being surrounded by rock that has not moved in a million years. The vibration of the world is absorbed by the density of the walls, leaving the interior space perfectly silent and still. You are becoming part of this foundation, solid and unshakable. Imagine walking through a hall of colossal columns carved from black granite, stretching up into a ceiling lost in shadow. The floor is polished smooth, reflecting the faint blue light of glowing runes etched into the base of each pillar. The air is cold and crisp, smelling of minerals. You lean against a pillar, feeling its ancient coolness seep into your shoulder. It is a gentle reminder that you are supported by a strength that is timeless, allowing you to rest your full weight without fear. A slow current pulls the body into the deep. This is not a violent tug, but a gentle, hydraulic drift that carries you effortlessly downstream. The direction is always away from the source of noise and toward the center of quiet. Resistance is unnecessary, as the water is strong enough to carry every burden you have been holding. The flow is constant and rhythmic, a liquid conveyor belt moving through the dark. You are floating on your back, eyes closed, trusting the water to take you where you need to go. Picture a subterranean river winding through a tunnel of smooth, white limestone. The water is a deep turquoise blue, glowing from within. Stalactites hang from the ceiling, dripping slow tears of water into the river below. The sound is a low, melodious gurgle that echoes softly against the walls. The water is warm, matching your body temperature perfectly. It is a reminder that you do not need to steer or navigate, but simply surrender to the flow that carries you toward rest. The horizon dissolves into a soft and endless gray. Distance loses its meaning as the visual field is wrapped in a thick, comforting fog. There are no landmarks to focus on, no destinations to reach, and no objects to analyze. The world has been simplified down to a single, neutral tone that rests the eyes and calms the spirit. The mist is cool and damp, settling on the skin like a soothing balm that numbs the senses. You are suspended in this cloud, insulated from the sharp edges of reality. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff that overlooks a sea of white clouds. The moon is full and bright above, casting a pearlescent glow on the top of the mist. You step off the edge and float gently down into the cloud layer, feeling the vapor swirl around you. The silence is absolute, muffled by the density of the air. It is a gentle reminder that you can disappear into the soft obscurity, hidden safely away from the need to navigate. Vibrations from the surface fade into a steady hum. The high frequencies of stress and activity are filtered out, leaving only the low, resonant bass note of the earth. This sound is felt in the bones more than it is heard in the ears, the physical sensation of grounding and peace. It is the sound of the engine of the world idling, a deep, powerful purr that signifies safety and continuity. The rhythm is slow and unwavering, acting as a metronome for your slowing heart. Imagine a massive singing bowl made of dark bronze, sitting in the center of a candlelit room. The bowl has just been struck, and the sound wave is rolling through the air, vibrating the floor beneath you. You are lying on a mat next to the bowl, feeling the sound pass through your body, loosening tight muscles. The air is warm and golden. It is a reminder that there is a deep, harmonious rhythm within you that is always playing, ready to lull you into a trance of rest. Time is suspended in a block of clear amber. The rushing river of moments is frozen here, trapped in a golden medium that preserves everything in perfect stillness. There is no decay and no urgency. The present moment is stretched out to last forever. You are encased in this warmth, held in a state of suspended animation where nothing moves and nothing changes. The light is filtered through the resin, turning the world into a soft, honey-colored haze. Imagine a prehistoric forest where sap oozes slowly from the bark of giant trees. You are a small object caught in a drop of this sap, which hardens around you into a protective jewel. The light inside is warm and diffuse, glowing with a soft orange hue. Outside, the world moves on, but inside, you are safe and still. The silence is hermetic and complete. It is a gentle reminder that you can step out of the passage of time, resting securely in a moment that never ends. A soft mechanism clicks quietly to lock the mind in place. The drifting of the day is halted by this gentle engagement, securing the consciousness to a stable platform of rest. There is a feeling of immense relief as the gears catch and hold, preventing any further sliding back into the noise. The system is ancient and reliable, designed to bear the weight of the spirit without strain. You are held fast by this invisible docking, suspended in a harbor of perfect stillness. Imagine a massive stone doorway deep in a mountain where a complex lock mechanism made of bronze circles begins to turn. The metal is warm and smooth, moving with a silent oiled precision. As the tumblers align, a deep, resonant thud vibrates through the floor, signaling total security. The symbols on the door glow with a faint amber light. It is a gentle reminder that you are safely locked away in a fortress of peace where nothing can disturb your slumber. The temperature of the mind cools to a perfect, preserving stillness. The heat generated by thought dissipates into the surrounding void, leaving behind a refreshing clarity that numbs the edges of the spirit. This is a reduction of energy that slows the pulse and calms the blood, turning the fever of urgency into a calm blue ice. The atmosphere becomes crisp and thin, stripping away the humidity of emotion. Everything here is preserved in a state of suspended animation, kept fresh and untouched by the cold. Imagine a forest of ice pillars rising from a frozen black lake. The ice is clear as glass, trapping bubbles of ancient air deep inside. A pale blue moon hangs low in the sky, casting long, sharp shadows across the ice. You are lying on a bed of soft, white fur in the center of the lake, feeling the cold air kiss your cheeks while your body stays warm. The silence is sharp and crystalline. It is a reminder that you can freeze this moment of peace, resting in a suspended state where time cannot touch you. A velvet darkness absorbs the last traces of light. The brightness of the waking world is soaked up by this heavy, black fabric, leaving no reflection and no glare. The darkness is soft to the touch, a texture that brushes against the eyes with the gentleness of a moth's wing. There is no emptiness here, only a rich, dense fullness that occupies every inch of space. You are wrapped in layers of this night, insulated from the harshness of vision. Imagine a room where the walls soar and ceiling are covered in thick, black moss that feels like velvet. There are no windows and no doors, only the endless softness of the dark. You are sinking into the floor, feeling the moss rise up to cradle your shape. The silence is absolute, dampened by the thick vegetation. It is a gentle reminder that the dark is a soft and welcoming place, holding you in a private embrace where you do not need to seek. The orbit of thought decays into a slow, downward spiral. The energy required to stay aloft is finally released, allowing the consciousness to fall gently toward the center of gravity. This descent is not a crash, but a graceful glide, a slow motion surrender to the pull of the deep. The wider circles of the day tighten into a focused path that leads only to rest. You are a satellite returning to Earth, guided by a force that knows exactly where you belong. Picture a whirlpool of dark, violet water moving with a lazy, hypnotic rhythm in the center of a silent ocean. Starlight reflects on the curved surface of the water, stretching into long, thin lines of silver. You are drifting on the surface, moving closer to the calm eye of the vortex. The water is warm and silky. It is a reminder that you can stop resisting the pull, allowing yourself to spiral effortlessly down into the depths of sleep. Heavy silence is poured into the foundation of the mind. This liquid quiet fills the molds of the spirit, settling into the corners and hardening into a permanent state of peace. The structure of the day is reinforced by this new weight, grounding the body against the turning of the earth. There's a sense of solidification, of becoming heavy and immovable like a statue carved from bedrock. You are the stone, cooling and setting in the dark. Imagine a canyon floor where a river of slow-moving, gray lava cools into smooth rock. The heat radiates gently upward, warming the cool night air. You are lying on this new, smooth stone, feeling a solid support beneath your back. Above, the canyon walls rise to block out the sky, leaving only a strip of stars. It is a gentle reminder that you are built on a foundation of silence that is strong enough to hold you through the night. The internal compass stops its frantic searching for north. The needle slows, wavers, and finally comes to rest, pointing nowhere. Direction becomes irrelevant in this vast, featureless space, relieving the burden of having to choose a path. The concept of destination dissolves, replaced by the simple, static joy of being exactly where you are. You are drifting in a sea of neutrality, unbothered by the need for progress. Imagine an old, brass compass lying on a table of dark wood in a candlelit cabin. The needle is still floating in its casing of oil. Outside the portal, a thick, white fog presses against the glass, hiding the ocean. The ship is motionless, rocking almost imperceptibly on a calm sea. The room is warm and smells of cedar. It is a gentle reminder that you are allowed to be lost in the comfort of sleep, with no need to navigate until the morning comes. A curtain of rain washes the landscape of the mind. The steady, rhythmic drumming of the water drowns out the jagged thoughts of the day, smoothing them into round, harmless pebbles. The water is tepid and relentless, a cleansing force that scours the spirit until it is spotless and new. There's a comfort in the gray wall of water, a visual barrier that separates you from the world. You are dry and safe on the other side, listening to the storm do the work of relaxation for you. Picture sitting inside a shallow cave behind a massive waterfall. The sheet of water falling in front of you is thick and translucent, blurring the forest beyond into green shapes. The sound is a continuous, roaring hush that vibrates in the stone floor. This sprays gently against your face. It is a reminder that the natural world is washing away your burdens, leaving you clean and ready for deep rest. A protective layer seals the mind from the outside world. This barrier is not rigid but flexible, absorbing the impacts of sound and light until they are harmless ripples. The atmosphere inside becomes pressurized with peace, a dense and comfortable weight that holds the body still. You are contained within a vessel of silence, looking out at the chaos from a place of immunity. The noise of the surface is miles away, unable to penetrate the thick, reinforced walls of your sanctuary. Imagine a spherical observation deck made of thick, reinforced glass, resting on the floor of a deep ocean trench. Outside, the pressure is immense, but inside, the air is warm and still. Bioluminescent jellyfish drift past the glass, their tentacles trailing like ribbons of glowing blue light against the absolute black. You are lying on the soft floor, watching the silent dance of the deep. It is a gentle reminder that you are safely enclosed in a space where the weight of the world cannot touch you. The great wheel of the mind slowly comes to a stop. The momentum that drove the day fades into a gentle inertia, leaving the heavy gears to rest in their positions. There is a sense of mechanical relief as the friction ceases and the heat dissipates into the cool air. The system enters a dormant phase, conserving energy in the quiet dark. You are a witness to this shutdown, feeling the vibration of movement die away until the stillness is absolute. Imagine a massive stone gyroscope carved from ancient granite, sitting motionless in a moss-covered cavern. The stone is cool and damp, covered in patches of soft green velvet. A shaft of moonlight filters through a crack in the ceiling, illuminating the dust motes that hang suspended around the motionless wheel. You're resting at the base of the machine, feeling the solidity of the rock. It is a reminder that the work is done, and the heavy lifting can be set aside for the night. A magnetic calmness aligns every cell in the body. The scattered energy of the waking hours is drawn together and smoothed out by this invisible field. Resistance is futile against this gentle pull. It guides the muscles into a state of total relaxation. You are being reassembled by the quiet forces of the night, held in a suspension that requires no effort. The sensation is one of heavy, liquid grounding, as if the bones themselves are sinking into the earth. Imagine a pool of dark, magnetic fluid that ripples slowly with a metallic sheet. The liquid is warm and viscous, coating the skin in a protective layer of heavy silence. You are floating in this pool, feeling the fluid support your neck and spine with a firm, unwavering strength. The room is dark, lit only by the faint, purple glow of the liquid itself. It is a gentle reminder that invisible forces are holding you together, keeping you safe and whole while you rest. Thoughts settle and harden in two layers of quiet stone. The active narrative of the day is compressed by the weight of sleep, turning into a permanent, silent record deep underground. There is a comfort in this solidity, a feeling that nothing is lost but everything is put away. The mind becomes a geological formation, stable and unmoving, built from the sediment of 1,000 peaceful moments. You are part of this landscape, grounded and heavy. Imagine a canyon wall revealing millions of years of rock layers, striped in shades of terrataka, ochre, and deep red. The sun has set, and the rock retains a gentle, radiating heat that warms the cool night air. You are leaning against the smooth, ancient wall, feeling the history of the earth supporting your back. Above, the sky is a tapestry of stars. It is a reminder that you are built on a foundation that is timeless and strong, allowing you to rest without fear of shifting. The horizon is erased by a gentle, rolling mist. The line between earth and sky disappears, removing the need to look forward or backward. There is only the immediate, soft gray of the present moment, wrapping around the consciousness like a blanket of cloud. The visual world is simplified, stripped of detail and color until only a soothing neutrality remains. You are walking into this whiteness, feeling the damp, cool air settle on your face. Imagine a stone bridge that extends out into an infinite sea of white foam. You cannot see the other side, nor the water below, only the smooth stones beneath your feet and the swirling vapor around you. The silence is thick and muffled, insulating you from every sound. You stop walking and lie down on the cool stone, letting the fog cover you. It is a gentle reminder that you can disappear into the soft obscurity, hidden safely away from the need to navigate. Deep roots extend from the spirit into the dark soil. These tendrils seek out the reservoirs of rest hidden beneath the surface, drawing up a cool, dark energy. The connection is silent and vital, anchoring the drifting mind to the heavy comfort of the earth. You are being nourished by the night, replenished by a source that never runs dry. The soil is rich and black, packing tightly around the roots to provide stability. Picture a cross-section of the earth where massive root systems glow with a faint, pulsing amber light. They weave through the darkness, connecting to a central heart deep underground. You are nestled among these glowing roots, feeling their warmth and their slow, rhythmic pulse against your back. The air smells of wet earth and pine. It is a gentle reminder that you are plugged into a source of infinite quiet, recharging quietly while you sleep. A silent tide rises to fill the hollows of the mind. The water is dark and smooth, creeping up the shore to lift the heavy boats of worry off the sand. As the level rises, the friction of the ground is replaced by the buoyancy of the deep. You are lifted gently by this liquid force, supported by the ocean's vast power. The water is cool and healing, washing over the dry places of the spirit. Imagine a vast, underground lake where the water level is slowly rising. The ceiling is studded with crystals that reflect in the black glass of the water. You are floating on your back, rising higher and higher toward the glittering roof. The only sound is the gentle lapping of water against stone. The water supports every ounce of your weight. It is a gentle reminder that the natural cycles of rest will always return to carry you, lifting you effortlessly into the peace of the night. A soft mechanism disengages deep within the walls of the mind. The tension of the waking structure is released, allowing the heavy plates of the self to slide into a resting configuration. There is a sense of mechanical uncoupling, a slow separation from the darker shafts of the day. The friction of movement ceases, replaced by a smooth, gliding silence that feels like oil on cold metal. You are no longer driving a machine, you are simply resting within it as it cools. Imagine a massive, circular vault door made of dark bronze, slowly rotating to the closed position. The metal is thick and ancient, engraved with patterns that have been worn smooth by time. As it turns, it blocks out the bright light of the corridor, leaving you in a comfortable, warm darkness. You can hear the deep, resonant thud as the locking pins slide into place, sealing the chamber. The air inside is still and smells of old iron and dust. It is a gentle reminder that you are safely shut away from the world, protected by heavy walls that nothing can breach. The temperature of the mind cools to a perfect, preserving stillness. The heat generated by thought dissipates into the surrounding void, leaving behind a refreshing clarity that numbs the edges of the spirit. This is a reduction of energy that slows the pulse and calms the blood, turning the fever of urgency into a calm, blue ice. The atmosphere becomes crisp and thin, stripping away the humidity of emotion. Everything here is preserved in a state of suspended animation, kept fresh and untouched by the cold. Imagine a forest of ice pillars rising from a frozen black lake. The ice is clear as glass, trapping bubbles of ancient hair deep inside. A pale blue moon hangs low in the sky, casting long, sharp shadows across the ice. You are lying on a bed of soft, white fur in the center of the lake, feeling the cold air kiss your cheeks while your body stays warm. The silence is sharp and crystalline. It is a reminder that you can freeze this moment of peace, resting in a suspended state where time cannot touch you. A heavy curtain of rain washes over the landscape of sleep. The constant rhythm of the water creates a wall of white noise that drowns out every specific thought. The complexity of the day is eroded by this steady downpour, smoothed into a flat, wet surface. There is a sense of being cleansed, of having the dust and grime of the world rinsed away by a force of nature. You are safe on the dry side of the storm, listening to the water do the work. Picture a stone grotto hidden behind a massive waterfall. The water falls in a thick silver sheet, blurring the view of the jungle outside. The sound is a roar that has become a hush, a vibration that shakes the stone floor beneath you. You are drawn safe inside the cave, watching the water rush past. Mist sprays gently into the cave, cooling your skin and smelling of wet ozone and stone. It is a gentle reminder that the natural world is washing you clean, leaving a blank slate for you to rest upon. Gravity shifts to pull the body gently toward the center. The vertical orientation of the day is abandoned, replaced by a horizontal surrender to the earth. The pull is magnetic and heavy, a constant invitation to sink lower and lower. Resistance melts away as the muscles realize they no longer need to hold themselves up. You are being drawn into the foundation, merged with the surface that supports you. Imagine a deep, vertical shaft lined with soft black velvet dropping endlessly into the dark. You are floating slowly down this tunnel, guided by a gentle air current. Faint, purple lights glow in the fabric of the walls, passing by like stars in a night sky. The air gets warmer and heavier the deeper you go, wrapping you in a cocoon of pressure. You feel weightless yet grounded, falling in slow motion into the comfort. It is a reminder that the deeper you go, the safer you become, caught by the soft gravity of your own rest. The visual field fades into a soft and endless gray. The sharp lines of reality are erased by a rolling fog that softens the edges of the world. Distance loses its meaning, and the need to focus is removed completely. There is only the immediate, comfortable cloud that wraps around the consciousness like a layer of cotton. The eyes rest in this neutrality, seeing nothing but peace. The mist is cool and damp, settling on the skin like a soothing balm. Picture a bridge made of smooth, white stone extending into a boundless sea of mist. The fog is thick and pearlescent, glowing with a faint, internal light. You are lying on the bridge, feeling the cool stone against your back. The mist swirls around you, damp and quiet, hiding the beginning and the end of the bridge. The silence is muffled and thick. It is a gentle reminder that you can disappear into this soft obscurity, hidden safely away from the need to navigate or see. Ancient roots weave a net of safety in the deep. Below the surface of the mind, a complex system of support grows silently in the dark. These tendrils anchor the spirit to the bedrock, providing a stability that requires no conscious effort. You are connected to this living web, drawing energy from the slow, rhythmic pulse of the earth. The soil is heavy and protective, packing tight to hold you still. You are being nourished by the darkness itself. Imagine a cavern ceiling covered in a tapestry of glowing roots. They pulse with a slow, amber light, moving nutrients through the dark. You are resting beneath them, watching the light travel in slow waves across the roof. Small particles of bioluminescent dust drift down from the roots, settling on your skin like warm snow. The smell is rich with peaking damp wood, It is a gentle reminder that you are part of a living system that holds you up and sustains you while you sleep. The oscillation of the mind slows to a heavy stop. The vibration of the waking hours is dampened by the density of the night, reducing the frequency until it is a flat, calm line. The hum of activity fades, leaving only the silence of a machine at rest. There is a sense of coming to a halt, of the momentum finally bleeding away into the friction of the dark. You are witnessing the stillness of the center where no movement is required. Picture a massive pendulum made of dark iron hanging in a silent void. It has stopped swinging and hangs perfectly motionless in the center. The chain stretches up into darkness that has no end. You are floating near the heavy weight of the pendulum, feeling the absolute lack of movement. The air is still and stagnant, undisturbed by any wind. The iron is cold and solid. It is a reminder that when all movement ceases, a deepened restorative peace naturally fills the space that remains. The vessel of the mind is filled with a heavy, dark nectar. This substance is slow and sweet, pouring into the spaces between thoughts and sealing them with a thick, calming viscosity. There is a sensation of being coated in peace, of the mind being preserved in a medium that prevents any rapid movement. The friction of the day is lubricated by this heavy fluid, allowing the gears of the self to slip silently into neutral. You are submerged in this comfort, feeling it press gently against the back of the eyes and the base of the skull. Imagine a pool of dark, amber liquid resting in a basin of smooth black stone. The liquid is warm and moves with the sluggishness of molasses. You are sinking slowly into it, feeling the warmth envelop your limbs one by one. The air above is cool, creating a perfect contrast with the heat of the bath. It is a gentle reminder that you can be held in this warm suspension, protected from the cold winds of the waking world. A soft layer of gray ash settles over the embers of the day. The fire that burned with urgency has finally consumed itself, leaving behind a bed of soft, cooling remnants. There is no more heat to be generated, only the gentle, fading warmth of what has passed. The transformation is one of release, turning the solid wood of effort into the weightless dust of sleep. You are resting on this bed of ash, feeling it shape itself perfectly to your form. The air is still and smells faintly of wood smoke at night. Picture a massive stone hearth in a castle that has been empty for 1,000 years. The fire is gone, leaving a mound of soft, white ash that glows with a faint, dying red light at the center. You are watching the last spark fade into the gray, feeling the room darken around you. It is a gentle reminder that it is natural for the fire to go out, allowing you to rest in the cooling aftermath. The weight of the mind begins to unravel in the most gentle way. The tight knots of tension that held the day together are loosened, slipping free without any effort. Threads of thought that were pulled taut are now slack, hanging lazily in the quiet air. There is a sense of structural release, as if the fabric of the self is dissolving into a pile of soft, unspooned silk. You are becoming loose and undefined, free from the pattern you were forced to hold. Imagine a tapestry of deep blue threads suspended in a dark void. Slowly, the threads begin to separate, floating apart like underwater seaweed. The tension leaves the structure, and the image on the tapestry blurs into a comforting, abstract color. You are floating among the loose threads, feeling them brush softly against your skin. Silence is soft and fibrous. It is a reminder that you do not need to hold yourself together, but can let go and drift in the softness of the undone. Heavy snow begins to fall in the center of the soul. The flakes are large and soft, absorbing every sound before it can echo. The landscape of the mind is blanketed in this pristine white silence, smoothing over the rough terrain of worry. There is a profound stillness here, a muffled quality that makes the world feel small and intimate. The cold is not biting. It is a refreshing, clean temperature that slows the heart. You are walking into this whiteout, feeling the peace accumulate around you. Picture a pine forest at midnight, where the trees are heavy with thick, white snow. The sky is a deep bruised purple, and the air is filled with falling ice crystals. You are lying on a bank of snow, feeling the cold seep into your heavy coat, cooling you down. The only sound is the soft hiss of flakes landing on pine needles. It is a gentle reminder that the noise of the world can be buried under a layer of perfect, cold silence. The echo of the mind travels outward, never returns. You are standing in a space so vast that the walls are beyond the reach of imagination. Every thought you release floats away into this expanse, becoming smaller and smaller until it vanishes completely. There is no feedback loop here, no reflection of worry to keep you awake. The void absorbs everything, giving back only a deep, resonant quiet. You are a singular point of consciousness in a universe of rest. Imagine a subterranean cavern that is miles wide with a floor of smooth, damp slate. You drop a single pebble, and the sound of its impact travels away from you, fading into a silence that lasts for centuries. The air is cool and still, undisturbed by any breeze. In the distance, faint bioluminescent fungi glow on the ceiling like constellations. It is a gentle reminder that you have infinite room inside you to let go of your thoughts, watching them disappear into the friendly dark. A slow eclipse slides across the source of all light. The brightness of the conscious mind is gradually covered by a heavy, dark sphere, blocking out the glare of the sun. The shadow moves with a steady, planetary momentum, turning the day into a deep, comfortable twilight. There is a cooling sensation as the light is cut off, a drop in temperature that signals the time for hibernation. You are resting in the path of this shadow, welcoming the darkness as a shield. Picture a massive dark planet moving slowly in front of a burning star. As it passes, the Carrara glows with a faint violet light, but the world below is plunged into a soothing shade. You are floating in the vacuum of space, watching the light disappear, feeling the relief of the dark. The silence of the cosmos is vast and draping. It is a gentle reminder that the universe moves in cycles of light and dark, and you are currently safe in the shadow of sleep. The anchor chain ascends endlessly into the black deep. It is a heavy, rusted iron chain, sinking lake by lake into a bottomless ocean. You are watching it go down, feeling the weight of the anchor pull the vessel of the mind into a stationary position. The drifting stops, the swaying stops. There is only the heavy, vertical pull toward the center of the earth. The water pressure increases, hugging the hull of the ship and holding it fast. Imagine looking down into the water and seeing the chain disappear into the gloom. Faint, green lights from deep-sea creatures drift around the metal links, illuminating the bubbles that rise slowly to the surface. The water is cold and thick, acting as a dampener for all movement. You are lying on the deck, feeling the stability of being moored in the deepest part of the sea. It is a gentle reminder that you are tethered to a profound stability, held in place by the heaviest part of yourself. Thy soft vibration travels through the foundation of the resting mind. This tremor is not a disturbance, but a gentle massage that loosens the grip of the day. The rigid structures of logic are shaken gently until they crumble into soft piles of sand. There is a sense of structural release, a letting go of the architecture that held the waking self upright. You are becoming fluid, settling into the cracks and hollows of the earth with a heavy, liquid ease. Imagine a vast, underground chamber filled with thousands of bronze singing bowls. An invisible mallet strikes the largest one, sending a low, rolling sound wave through the floor. You are lying on a cool stone, feeling the sound vibrate through your ribs and spine. The air shimmers with the resonance, turning the atmosphere into a physical hum. The light is dim and golden, reflecting off the polished metal of the bowls. It is a gentle reminder that you can dissolve into this vibration, allowing the deep sound to carry you into a state of formless rest. The perimeter of the mind is guarded by a wall of mist. This barrier is thick and impenetrable to the sharp noises of the outside world. It absorbs intrusion instantly, dampening sound until it falls flat and silent against the ground. There is a feeling of total seclusion, of being as landed in a sea of white vapor that stretches to the edge of the universe. You are safe in the center, wrapped in layers of cool, damp silence that protect the sanctity of sleep. Picture a stone fortress sitting on a lonely peak, surrounded entirely by a sea of clouds. The clouds are thick and white, glowing with the light of a hidden moon. You are inside the highest tower, looking out at the endless white ocean. The air is cold and thin, smelling of snow and granite. No sound reaches this height. There is only the soft hiss of the wind against the stone. It is a reminder that you have climbed above the noise, resting securely in a high and silent place where nothing can reach you. A slow rhythm regulates the breathing of the deep earth. The inhalation is long and steady, drawing the consciousness down into the rich darkness of the soil. The exhalation is slower still, releasing tension into the atmosphere to be dissolved. You are sensed to this planetary cycle, your own lungs matching the heavy, patient tempo of the ground. There's no rush here, only the inevitable and comforting rise and fall of a sleeping giant. Imagine a forest floor at night, where the moss rises and falls with the breath of the earth. You are lying among the fern roots, feeling the ground swell gently beneath you. Bioluminescent fungi glow in rhythm with the breathing, pulsing with a soft green light. The air is humid and warm, smelling of peat and decomposition. The movement is rocking you, a slow, geological cradle. It is a gentle reminder that you are part of a living world that breathes with you, supporting your rest with its own ancient life. The library of the mind closes its doors for the night. The aisles of memory are darkened, and the books are left to rest on their shelves. There is a sense of closure, a turning of the key that locks away the narratives of the past. The air becomes still and heavy with dust, settling over the stories until they are quiet. You are walking away from the knowledge, leaving the weight of understanding behind in the dark. Picture a massive archive with shelves that reach the ceiling, filled with leather-bound volumes. A caretaker walks slowly down the center aisle, extinguishing the candles one by one. As each light goes out, the shadows lengthen and merge, swallowing the room in a comfortable velvet blackness. You are watching the darkness advance, feeling the relief of not having to read. The silence is thick and studious. It is a reminder that the story is paused and the book is closed, allowing you to rest in the peaceful blankness of the unwritten. A gentle current carries the spirit deeper into the underwater cave. The flow of the water is smooth and consistent, a liquid guide that knows exactly where to go. Resistance is washed away by the gentle pressure of the stream, entangling knots in the muscles and smoothing the brow. You are weightless and buoyant, suspended in a medium that supports you from every angle. The direction is always down, always deeper into the safety of the rock. Imagine a tunnel of blue ice filled with crystal clear water. You are floating on your back, drifting slowly through the tube. The ice walls glow with a faint, internal sapphire light, illuminating the bubbles that rise from the deep. The water is cool and refreshing, sliding against your skin like silk. The sound is a low, muffled rush of water moving through stone. It is a gentle reminder that you can trust the current to carry you, surrendering all control to the flow of the deep. The horizon softens until it blends perfectly with the night sky. The line between the earth and the heavens is erased, removing all boundaries and edges. There is a sense of infinite expansion, a widening of the mind to match the vastness of the dark. The constraints of the physical world dissolve, leaving only a spacious, empty freedom. You are floating in this borderless space, untethered and drifting in a void of pure comfort. Picture a desert made of blacks and that stretches forever in every direction. The sky above is a deep, starless purple that matches the sand perfectly. There is no horizon line, just a seamless gradient of shadow. You are lying on the sand, which retains the warmth of the set sun. The air is dry and still. You feel as though you are floating in the center of a dark sphere. It is a gentle reminder that in the dark, there are no limits and no walls, only an endless space for you to rest. A heavy silence settles like snow on a winter field. The noise of the mind is buried under layers of cold, white quiet. Each thought is covered and muffled, freezing into a harmless shape beneath the drift. The accumulation is slow and peaceful, a gradual white-ending of the inner landscape. There is a crisp, clean feeling to this silence, a temperature that preserves peace and halts decay. You are insulated by the depth of the snow, protected from the wind. Imagine a vast plain of fresh, untouched snow under a dark night sky. Large, soft flakes are falling steadily, adding to the silence. You are wrapped in a heavy fur blanket, lying in a sleigh that is not moving. The air is cold on your face, but your body is warm and heavy. The only sound is the soft impact of snow on snow. The world is perfectly white and perfectly still. It is a reminder that the cold silence is a blanket of protection, covering everything in a layer of pure white rest. A series of heavy filters lowers slowly over the senses. The raw intake of the world is strained through these layers, catching the debris of noise and light before it can reach the deep. What remains is a pure, distilled silence that flows smoothly into the mind. The process is mechanical and automatic, a system of purification that requires no maintenance. The air becomes clearer and thinner, stripped of the heavy particles of stress. You are resting beneath this filtration system, protected from the contamination of the surface. Imagine looking up through 10 layers of sheer, dark blue silk suspended from the ceiling of a quiet room. Daylight shines from far above, but by the time it reaches you, it is nothing but a faint, cooling glow. The fabric sways gently in a draft you cannot feel, creating a hypnotic, rippling pattern. The air is cool and filtered. It is a gentle reminder that you are screened off from the chaos, breathing in only the purest essence of rest. The needle of the internal compass finally stops spinning. For hours it has sought a direction, vibrating with the magnetic interference of the day, but now it sails into a heavy northward walk. The alignment is perfect and permanent, pointing toward the pole of deep sleep. There is a physical sensation of clicking into place, of being held on a true course by the magnetic field of the earth. You are no longer drifting aimlessly. You are anchored by an invisible force that travels through the iron in your blood. Picture a massive, antique compass housing made of brass, sitting on a desk in a captain's quarters. The room is dark, lit only by the green bioluminescence of the sea outside the porthole. The needle is thick and heavy, pointing and moving toward the dark. The ship rocks gently, but the needle stays fixed. It is a reminder that you are guided by a natural law that leads you inevitably toward a place of safety and stillness. Liquid stone pours slowly into the cracks of the mind. This substance is warm and heavy, filling the empty spaces where worry used to echo. As it cools, it hardens into a smooth, solid foundation, sealing the fissures of the spirit. The instability of the waking world is replaced by the permanence of rock. There is a feeling of immense weight and solidity, as if you are becoming part of the geology of the earth. You are grounded, paved over by a layer of peace that cannot be broken. Imagine a deep cavern where a slow flow of gray lava moves across the floor. It is cooling rapidly, turning from reed to stone before your eyes. You are lying on a slab of this new rock, feeling the residual warmth radiating into your back. The air is dry and smells of minerals. The darkness of the cave is absolute. It is a gentle reminder that you are built on a base that is solid and enduring, allowing you to rest your full weight without fear of sinking. A gentle vacuum pulls the atmosphere from the room. The pressure drops slowly, sucking the noise and the tension out through invisible vents. In the absence of air, sound cannot travel, and the mind is left in a silent void. The silence is vacuum sealed, tight and impenetrable. There is a sense of weightlessness as the air resistance is removed, allowing the body to float free from the floor. You are suspended in a chamber of absolute nothingness, where the only reality is the beating of your own slow heart. Imagine a spacecraft airlock cycling slowly into the void. The heavy door slides shut, and the hiss of escaping air fades into total silence. You are floating in the center of the lock wearing a heavy protective suit. Through the small window, you can see the endless silent black of space. The suit is warm and pressurized. It is a gentle reminder that, in the emptiness of the void, there is no friction and no noise, only the perfect peace of isolation. The fibers of the mind are woven into a tight cocoon. A single, continuous thread of silk is spun around the body, layer upon layer, until the outside world is completely hidden. The silk is strong and light, creating a shell that is both soft and impenetrable. Inside, the air is warm and still, recycled into a humid, comforting breath. You are wrapped in this natural casing, held tight by the tension of the thread. The darkness is close and intimate, touching the skin with a gentle pressure. Imagine a giant silkworm spinning and glowing, silver thread in a dark forest. The cocoon hangs from a sturdy branch, swaying imperceptibly in the night breeze. You are inside, seeing the faint moonlight filter through the thick walls of silk. The structure is resilient, bending but never breaking. It is a reminder that you are undergoing a process of restoration, hidden safely away while the work of sleep prepares you. A heavy velvet curtain falls to mark the end of the show. The stage of the mind is darkened, and the actors of the day have all gone home. There is a finality to this closure, a distinct separation between the performance and the rest. The fabric of the curtain is thick and dusty, absorbing the last echoes of applause and conversation. You are left alone in the quiet auditorium, sinking into the plush seat of the night. The air is cool and smells of old velvet and wood. Imagine standing on an empty stage looking out into a pitch-black theater. The heavy red curtain descends from the fly system above, moving with a majestic weight. It hits the floor with a soft thud, creating a wall of silence between you and the empty seats. Dust motes dance in a single ghost light that remains burning. It is a gentle reminder that the drama is over and you are free to retreat into the quiet wings to rest. The gears of the clock dissolve into soft end. The rigid structure of time collapses, losing its ability to measure or drive the moment. Hard metal teeth turn to grain, pouring down into a pile of quiet dust at the bottom of the case. There is no more ticking, no more forward motion, only the soft stillness of the hourglass. You are released from the schedule, free to exist in a pile of timeless comfort. The sand is warm and fine, conforming to the shape of the body. Imagine a massive grandfather clock standing in a dark hallway. Inside the glass case, the pendulum and the gears are made of compressed sand. As you watch, they begin to crumble, falling in a slow, silent avalanche to the floor of the clock. The pile of sand grows, soft and golden, glowing faintly in the dark. It is a gentle reminder that time has no power here, and you can rest in the ruins of the schedule for as long as you need. The great tide of the subconscious rises to fill the empty basins of the mind. This dark water enters with a slow and rhythmic grace, flooding the dark alleys where the heat of the day once lingered. There is no splash or spray, only a silent, rising depth that carries the cool weight of the subterranean world. You are submerged in this rising peace, feeling the liquid pressure smooth over the surface of your skin like a heavy silk wrap. Imagine floating in a vast, bioluminescent grotto where the water is a deep, glowing indigo. The walls are lined with ancient, pulsing moss that casts a soft, rhythmic light across the glass-like surface. The water is thick and supportive, holding you in a state of perfect buoyancy where no muscle needs to move. The silence is profound, broken only by the low, distant hum of the Earth's rotation. It is a gentle reminder that you are being carried by a force that is deep, vast, and entirely safe. A heavy layer of obsidian dust settles over the landscape of the day. This dark, fine powder falls in slow motion, covering the sharp edges of memory until every shape is rounded and soft. The atmosphere is thick with a calming drowsiness, a weight that pulls the eyelids down with the strength of ancient stone. There is no wind to disturb the accumulation. Everything is being buried under a blanket of quiet black sand. You are resting beneath this layer, feeling the warmth of the earth radiating through the cooling dust. Picture a desert of black glass under a sky of deep violet, where the dunes move only with the passage of centuries. The air is still and cool, smelling of rain and crushed minerals. You are lying in a hollow of soft sand, feeling the ground conform perfectly to the curve of your heavy limbs. It is a reminder that the day is being covered over, allowing you to rest in the dark, permanent quiet of the deep. The clockwork of the spirits lowers to a rhythmic and patient crawl. The high-speed vibrations of the waking world are dampened by a thick, invisible oil that coats every internal tear. There is no friction here, only a smooth and silent gliding into the center of the night. The heavy pendulum of the mind swings in a wider, slower arc, measuring out the passage of rest with a deep, resonant thud. You are witnessing the cooling of the machine, feeling the heat of effort dissipate into the surrounding shadows. Imagine a massive, subterranean clock made of dark iron and polished brass, its gears turning with the slowness of moving glaciers. The room is vast and silent, lit by the faint, green glow of bioluminescent vines climbing the stone walls. The air is heavy and pressurized, insulating you from any sound from the surface. This reminds us that the internal systems are winding down, allowing the body to enter a state of total and complete standby. A veil of dark velvet is drawn slowly across the inner horizon. This fabric is thick and heavy, absorbing every stray beam of light until the darkness is absolutely soft. There is a sensation of being enclosed in a private sanctuary, a cocoon of shadow that shields the spirit from the glare of the world. The atmosphere is quiet and still, holding a warmth that feels like the embrace of an ancient friend. You are wrapped in this material, feeling the texture of the night brush gently against your face. Imagine resting in a room where the walls are made of soft, light-absorbing fabric that dampens every sound. In the center, a single or above bioluminescent hand repulses with a slow, hypnotic rhythm, casting long and gentle shadows. The floor is deep and plush, yielding under your weight as you sink into the silence. It is a gentle reminder that in this enclosed space, there is nothing you need to do but surrender to the stillness. Roots of silver light extend from the mind into the dark subsoil. These tendrils seek out the deep reservoirs of rest, anchoring the drifting consciousness to the heavy stability of the earth. There is a physical sensation of being grounded, of being tethered to a foundation that is ancient and unloving. You are being nourished by the cool, dark energy of the ground, feeling a slow pulse of vitality return to your tired bones. The soil is packed tight and warm, providing a sense of total containment and security. Picture a forest floor made of glowing white mycelium that weaves through the black earth like a web of stars. You are nestled among the roots of a giant tree, feeling the slow vibration of the earth's heart beating beneath you. The air is humid and smells of pine needles and wet stone. It is a reminder that you are plugged into a source of infinite quiet, recharging safely in the embrace of the deep. The frequency of the mind drops into a low and steady resonance. The high-pitched noise of the day is filtered out, leaving only the deep bass notes of a world at rest. This vibration travels through the bend into the marrow, smoothing out the nerves with a physical rhythmic hum. It is a state of pure neutrality, where the mind is no longer processing, but simply vibrating in sync with the dark. You are floating in this sound, feeling the resonance dissolve the last boundaries of the self. Imagine a massive singing bowl made of dark bronze, vibrating with a tone so low it is almost silent. The bowl is filled with black water that ripples in perfect, geometric patterns. You are submerged in this water, feeling the sound waves pass through your chest and limbs like a warm tide. The light is dim and filtered through thick, purple glass. This reminds us that when the rhythm is slow and steady, the spirit naturally finds its way into the deep. Time dissolves into a pool of thickened golden amber. The linear rush of the hours is halted by the viscosity of the deep, turning the present moment into a permanent state of rest. There is no future to prepare for, no past to revisit. There is only the heavy, sweet now that wraps around the consciousness. You are preserved in this warmth, feeling the amber harden into a protective jewel that keeps the world at bay. The light is soft and diffuse, glowing with the warmth of a setting sun that never quite vanishes. Imagine being suspended in a block of clear, golden resin deep within the earth where the temperature is always perfect. Outside, the world turns in silence, but inside you are motionless and safe. The air is still and smells of ancient honey and cedarwood. It is a gentle reminder that you can step out of the passage of time, resting securely in a moment that has no end. And so, we drift to the end of our quiet journey through the hidden tides of the subconscious. We have seen how it breathes when we are silent, a vast velvet ocean that remembers every sunset and every whispered kindness. It is not a place of chaos, but a guardian of your essence, a tireless gardener tending to the seeds of your dreams while you rest. Knowing that this inner depth is always working for your healing, always holding the light of your memories in the dark, you can finally surrender. You are safe in the hands of a mind that never forgets how to care for you. If you enjoy these quiet journeys, I invite you to like, subscribe, or share a thought below. It helps others find their way here too, one sleepy soul at a time. There is nothing left to do now. All the facts have been spoken, and the world outside has faded away. Just breathe. Feel the gentle rise and fall of the air as it moves through you. Let your eyes grow heavy, sinking into the soft darkness behind your lids. Let the subconscious cradle your thoughts and your dreams, carrying them into the stillness of the night. Good night.